We're going to talk about the Rule 55 and how it can be seen as a proactive tax planning strategy. Now, most people think of the Rule 55 as a way to leverage income in early retirement if they don't have any other options. I'd like to think contrary to that because in today's example, I want to talk about Brent, where in his case, he had enough cash to be able to live until his age 59 and a half, where he could take those pre tax funds without the 10% penalty. But instead, I had encouraged him to take funds from the 401k. In case you're unfamiliar, the Rule 55 allows you to withdraw from your 401k penalty free if you leave your job in the year you turn 55 or after. It's not an option if you retire in the year before you turn 55. Keep in mind, this only applies to your current or most recent 401k plan. It doesn't apply to an IRA or to a former 401k plan. It's often seen as an option for those who don't have another option for income. Now, why would you use the Rule 55 when you don't have to? If you have enough cash reserves, as my client this week did, to last you until you no longer have to worry about a penalty, what's the advantage of taking the funds from the 401k? And the key answer is to take advantage of the 12% income tax bracket. We're in historically low tax rates today, and we already know that tax rates are going to go up in 2026 with the sunsetting of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. 12% will become 15%. The next bracket of 22% today will go up to 24%, and so on. So, although it may feel counterintuitive to pay taxes sooner and voluntarily, the logic is that paying them at 12% now can save you from having to pay them at 22% or higher when not only do your Social Security benefits kick in, but even further down the road when you have to start talking about RMDs, requirement of distributions, likely at your age 73 if you haven't started them already. Now, there's three key benefits I want to talk about with filling the 12% income tax bracket. One, as I referenced, locking in low rates now. By using this window, you're securing a much better rate than you'll likely ever experience in your lifetime again. Number two, you get to reduce your future requirement of distributions. By doing these withdrawals now, you get to shrink the size of the RMDs, which is based on the size of your pre-tax funds. So you don't have to get pushed into higher tax brackets down the road. And third, considering Roth conversions. This approach allows you to convert some of your pre-tax 401k funds into a Roth IRA where it stays tax-free, grows tax-free, and is tax-free upon your withdrawals. So a lot of flexibility throughout the rest of your retirement. Now let's go back to my client this week. He had a significant amount of cash available to him, but he was open to optimizing his tax strategy. By leveraging this Rule 55, he could withdraw strategically from his 401k account by just filling up the 12% bracket, not going crazy beyond what he needed to. This strategy allows him to maintain a steady income, but again, be reducing his taxes in the future. Now, we're not leaving out that amount of cash that he has set aside. And you may have a lot of cash yourself, or perhaps CDs, which in my opinion aren't the best way to make your money work for you. Or maybe you have a non-retirement brokerage account that is also sitting on the sidelines. You could take funds from any of these accounts and have zero taxes, especially if you navigate the taxable account wisely. And I made another video about that. You can find more to learn about in the description below. However, my suggestion is to still fill out that 12% income tax bracket. And then you leverage, as in Brent's case this week, you can then leverage that non-retirement account for more flexibility. This can be used to be invested, growing over the long term, but you can take lump sum amounts for replacing a car, helping a child buy a home, vacation funds, all these irregular, perhaps lump sum expenses that come up, you can use your after-tax account with instead of relying on your pre-tax money. So again, leveraging that pre-tax account to fill up the first income tax bracket or two and using the after-tax money allows you to have lots of flexibility and planning opportunities throughout retirement, especially when you're realizing them at 0% capital gains taxes. Now, the reason this strategy is often overlooked and sometimes considered taboo is that the Rule 55 is sometimes seen as a last resort. But in my case, I'm seeing it as a proactive tax strategy for reducing your lifetime taxes. Now, remember, while you can avoid the 10% penalty with the Rule 55, regular income tax still applies to withdrawals. So please consult with a financial planner to tailor the strategy to you, if applicable, and ensure it aligns with your long-term goals. In summary, the Rule 55 isn't just for those who need immediate access to their 401k. It's a proactive tax planning strategy that can free up your cash flow now and in the future. If this strategy sounds interesting to you, feel free to subscribe as I'll be releasing a more in depth case study about early retirement tax planning strategies for you to consider. And please feel free to leave some comments below as you have other questions about it for me to intertwine into that topic and include in the next video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.